The Nephilim, the giants that walked the earth. The advancement in science has allowed man to probe every happening within his environment. Not all the questions are answered by the approach of science. Religion and other philosophies of life seek to fill some of these gaps. For many years, even science has been drawn into inquiring about some other alien life forms on Earth. Among some of the theories that suggest the existence of superhuman entities is that concerning the Nephilim. Did they ever exist? And do they still live among us, lurking in the shadows? Welcome to Declassified Theories. For those joining us for the first time, do hit the red subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on these mind-blowing series. The origin of the Nephilim goes back to the book of Genesis. Most of the information that exists in the world today on these beings is based on the Bible. The Nephilim are believed to be offsprings of the union between the sons of God and the daughters of men. According to the Bible, the sons of God were attracted to the beauty of the daughters that the humans birthed. They decided to mingle, and their offsprings were giants. Based on interpretations, many have understood these gods to be angels, demons, or even watchers. Many believe that the Greek understanding of the divine is based on these sons of God. And from what is written in the Bible about the Nephilim in Genesis, it is believed that the destruction of the world with water, as recorded in the Bible, was due to the activities of the Nephilim. But somehow, there were appearances of these giants recorded after the flood in the Bible. This has left some wondering if the gene could have somehow survived up to this day. Could giants be hiding away somewhere? And when we look at the findings of a TikToker named Andrew Dawson and the subsequent strange events that followed, we might be able to drive at something, sparking the idea of a conspiracy. Andrew Dawson. On April 10th, 2022, Andrew Dawson was on a drive with a company around Canoe Mountain. From there, Andrew zooms in from his camera at a figure standing on top of the mountains. In the video, we hear Andrew and his company argue whether or not it was a human figure. Andrew, on his part, strongly believes it was a human figure he saw on the mountain. Viewing an actual human figure from the distance will give you a tiny detail to work with. But if that was a human figure, then it must have been one massive human considering the appearance from the distance. Andrew follows up on the case the following day. He was determined to find out what he saw on the mountain. On the following day, he observed that the figure he had seen was no longer there. For anyone, this would have been enough to ignite the inquisitive spirit in them. In one of the posts, Andrews recounts that the locals observed the figure on the mountain come and go. Pushing further, Andrew decides to move closer and explore the mountains. While on his path, he encounters some hurdles. A man who Andrews says he thinks was CIA or belonging to some government organization stopped him on his way, saying the road was closed. After trying twice, Andrew finds out he is being tailed by the same person that stopped him from climbing the mountain. This begs to ask, what are they hiding in those mountains? The whole event begins to take a strange turn as Andrew became less forthcoming with his findings and his presence online. The tension heightens with subsequent videos that suggest Andrew was being threatened, looking unnatural in one of the videos where he was discrediting his own findings. Andrew was later reported dead that same year with no clear indication of the cause of death. Was Andrew on the path to uncovering the existence of something that has been forbidden from everyone else? What was that figure Andrew caught on camera over that mountain? And if those were government agents guarding the road, why is the government hiding this from the public? Are there giants living in those mountains? Discoveries and sightings. While some might take the possibility of giants still being among us as a mythical tale, many experts believe that the Nephilim were a real race of people who lived on the earth thousands of years ago. There is clear evidence of their existence in many ancient texts, including the Book of Enoch, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the Book of Jubilees, referencing the fact that giants existed after the Great Flood in the Bible, despite the flood being a form of cleansing of their existence. One might wonder if somehow their traits still exist today and is being hidden away. When we explore these texts, such as the Bible, that refer to these superhuman giants, they describe the Nephilim as being extremely tall. Some even say that they were over several feet in height. They were said to have incredible strength and supernatural abilities, and they were feared and revered by the people who lived in their time. This is to be expected since they are descendants of sons of God. Some believe that the Greek concept of gods taking flesh and sleeping with humans, such as Zeus, must have come from the activities of the sons of God. This can be justified because they had powers and so would have been able to entice the people enough to worship them. And the belief that these sons of God were cast out from heaven and became demons, they could have easily deceived the people into believing that they were God. While many argue that there is no concrete evidence that proves the existence of the Nephilim, there are several stories and legends from around the world that suggest these giants did indeed walk the earth. For context, there are ancient ruins in South America that depict giant figures with elongated skulls, which is a characteristic that is often associated with the Nephilim. In addition, there have been many reports of giant skeletons being discovered all over the world. In the 1800s, for example, a group of workers in Tennessee found a burial mound that contained the skeletons of several giants, some of which were said to be over 9 feet tall. Native American artifacts also provide evidence of the existence of the Nephilim. For example, many stories in Native American folklore describe encounters with giants, and there are also many artifacts that depict giant figures. Most often, legends in some of these findings are dismissed on the grounds of superstition, though the discovery of the skeletons cannot be dismissed so easily. Maybe looking at some of the most recent encounters will help in understanding. These recent findings prove that the evidence of the Nephilim's existence is not limited to ancient times. There have been many sightings of giants in modern times as well. In 1974, for example, a man named Ted Holliday claimed that he had seen a giant humanoid creature near Loch Ness in Scotland. There are still speculations around this, and it has not been confirmed beyond the photograph taken of this creature by Ted. However, in 2021, another British tourist captured another picture that made rounds. There had been something huge that made its back visible above the waters. But before any confirmation could be made, it disappeared. Speaking about the discovery of skeletons, there was a discovery of skeletons that support the existence of these huge beings in the Lovelock Cave, Nevada. Huge skulls that have been said to have red hairs attached to them were found in the cave. Further explorations revealed human skeletons that were more than 7 feet in height. Discovery of old footwear and clothes that were meant for people that would have been upwards of 9 feet tall was also discovered. The above evidence is backed by the history of the Paiute people that had inhabited the deserts for centuries. The daughter of their chief writes a story about a war fought by her people against the Saya-Duka, which was a tribe of giants. The book was written in the 1800s and is titled The Life Among the Paiutes, written by Sarah Winnemucca Hopkins. Remember, we mentioned that these giant skeletons found in the cave had red hairs. Well, in the story, this tribe of giants have red hair, and Sarah has some of the hairs woven into the necklace she wore. The book recounts the war that broke out between the Paiutes and the Saya-Duka as a result of the latter cannibalizing the former. The Paiutes won the war and chased the remaining giants into a cave, which they stuffed and set on fire, killing the remaining giants inside. The burn marks were found in this cave. This confirms the story. This will leave one to wonder if there is still a tribe of giants that still exists. This is a valid question because the DNA is most unlikely to have been wiped out. With some of these discoveries, coupled with the case of Andrew Dawson as has been highlighted earlier, one might wonder if there is any move by governments to cover up some of these things. The unusual behavior of the TikToker, Dawson, after he shows video evidence of being followed because he wants to inquire what he has seen, might just keep people wondering what is being hidden. Some tribes in Africa, such as the Dinka and Tutsi tribes in Rwanda, are known to have gigantic traits. They are said to grow up to 11 feet and are known as the tallest people in Africa. With this, one cannot rule out entirely the existence of other beings that might even be larger. And could they be descendants of the biblical Nephilim? While some people might dismiss these sightings as hoaxes or misidentifications, there is scientific evidence that supports the existence of the Nephilim. For example, DNA analysis of ancient bones has revealed that some people who lived thousands of years ago had a genetic mutation that caused them to grow to an abnormal height. In addition, some experts believe that the Nephilim might have been a hybrid race, a combination of human and extraterrestrial DNA. This theory is based on the idea of the sons of God as mentioned in the Bible. To end this, we remind you that we live in a world that comes with many baggage. Ruling out anything might seem premature. Join us next time as we take you through some of the mysterious things in the world. Do give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.